today, the iPhone 4S was finally unveiled. It takes faster, better pictures, and even includes a tiny computer slave that lives inside of it. Kevin will run down everything you need to know in the loop. Plus, the new game Rage lets you look down the barrel of a gun into the post-apocalypse. Adam Sessler stops by to rate Bethesda's long-awaited shooter in Game Break. And then I hang out with the guys of Gwar. Their glitter on my camel toe cover is very, very good. No need to check your calendars. Epictober continues on today's Attack of the Show.
Well, hello there, world. I'm Kevin, not the pretty one. Pleasure to see you. I want to talk about Sprint customers. Right now, they're very happy about this morning's big Apple event, but what about everybody else? Well, it's time to cover the highs and the lows of today's press conference right now. Joining me all the way from Mountain View to help us make sense of it all, editor of CNET's Mobile Reviews, Kent German is here. Hello there, Kent. How are you?
Hello.
So, big Apple phone event today. No iPhone 5, which was a bit of a bummer. Some people were predicting that, the new teardrop case shape and all that jazz. But we did see the iPhone 4S. So what are we getting with the S?
Well, I think the biggest thing, and Apple really didn't talk about this much, is we're getting Sprint, as you mentioned. I think it's always good when a device goes to more carriers, and AT&T had a lock on this thing for a long time, much to a lot of people's dismay. Got to Verizon, got to Sprint, so that means more people can use it without breaking their carrier. And then you're getting a few more features, too. So
yeah, and we'll dive into the features. But speaking of carriers, though, I mean, since we are diving in, I didn't know the S was for Sprint, but that's cool. Will we see higher speed internet access on Sprint, or is that an AT&T only feature right now?
No, Sprint's going to be using the 3G network, so that's EVDO. And, the thing about the AT&T higher speed network, it's HSPA+, and, AT&T calls it 4G, and it's some really consider it 4G, but it's really not 4G. That'd be LTE, which is a network that AT&T is still developing.
So slightly like incremental improvements, and your satchel of AT&T jokes is still valid. We'll be able to reach in there and still hate the company, even if we upgrade, right?
I think so. I mean, depending where you live, you go to San Francisco, New York, LA, sometimes they're always having problems. But you go to other places, it's not so bad. But I think AT&T will remain a sort of a sore point for people for a long time.
Well, so the people in Peoria can jump up and high five. They're going to love it.
Sure.
Now, I want to talk about those improvements, though. What are some of the new features in the 4S that the iPhone 4 kids won't have?
Well, we have an A5 dual-core chip, so that means faster processor, so faster than the current phone. Remember, the 3GS, which was 2 iPhones ago, that was supposed to be faster. Then the iPhone 4 was a little faster, so this is even faster. We haven't had time to really test it and say how fast it is, but it seems like it's going to be. It has a higher resolution camera, and then it has a voice assistant that's called Siri, and that will allow you to do a lot more things to the current voice control, more than the current voice control feature.
Yeah, voice control, I can ask it to play music, and for some reason it always plays Black Eyed Peas. I don't even have them on my iPhone, but for whatever reason that happens, and it has voice dialing. That seems to really be about it, but Siri is a real revolution with that feature.
Yeah, because, a lot of these voice control features, they're limited as far as what you can do. You can ask it for a command, you can dial a number. But Siri really seems that it's kind of open. You can really get the phone to do whatever you want. You can ask specific questions, or you can ask commands, dial a number, set up a reminder, and then ask things like, what's the weather, how far is it to this place? Even little trivia tidbits, because it links into Wikipedia and searches Wikipedia for information you might need.
And it seems, and again, the tech demos, of course, and the videos on the website are always going to put the best foot forward, but it really seems like you can have a natural conversation with the phone versus some other voice applications that require you to know exactly how to speak like a robot.
Yeah, actually, and that's common on phones these days. Is it's speaker independent, so you don't need to train it, and that's the case with this phone as well. Anybody can pick it up. I picked it up for a few minutes after somebody else was using it, asked it a bunch of questions, and it worked.
So if I tell my phone, hey, remind me, penicillin, 5 o'clock, don't forget, not only will it enter it right on the phone, but thanks to the iCloud service, it'll have that on all my iDevices everywhere, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you'd want that particular piece of information on all devices, but that's certainly the case.
Actually, I'm rather proud of it. Believe it or not, I would. But let's talk about this iCloud. How impressive is Apple's new cloud service?
Well, a lot of people are doing this, but it does take your music, takes your information, and puts it in that cloud, wherever that might be, and makes it accessible from multiple places. I think it's something new. It's something interesting. I think a lot of people don't quite know what to make of it, because some people kind of think, well, you don't really own your music anymore. You can't. It's not really saved on one device or on a CD. So if something happens to the cloud, then you'll have it again. I think people are concerned about that, but it is a way to spread that information and get it more places.
Are you a believer in the cloud? I think there's a lot of folks in the tech industry say, yes, of course, at some point, we're all going to be cloud computing. Everything will be instant on, thin clients, et cetera. But is now the time to be making that transition? Do you think it'll be stable and reliable?
Well, the thing about Apple is Apple usually doesn't lead on a bleeding-edge technology or something that's really, really new. They want to make sure it works well. They want the customer experience they want. And they're fine with sitting out a little while. Just like they're on this phone, they're sitting out on 4G. I think when Apple jumps in, they usually make it work pretty well, and they're sort of almost behind in some ways. So I think cloud is really gaining steam at this point.
And quickly, Kent, what do you think about the match service with regards to music pirates? I happen to know a handful of guys who one time in 1996 downloaded a Linkin Park album. It happens. And they want to go legit. So apparently for $25 a year, their music library can be migrated to a more legitimate format?
Yeah, I think the music pirating, this is certainly a way to sort of try to combat that. I mean, I'm sure some people will get around it. Of course, with the match, it sort of takes your music and it sort of kind of figures out what you want and gives you more of that. Hopefully, it's going to be right. We haven't tested it yet, so I can't really say. But that's a service that I think that when Apple jumps on it, then people will start going to.
All right, Kent, final question for you. For all those who might already have an iPhone, let's say they have the iPhone 4 specifically, do they want to upgrade to the 4S? I know it comes out on October 14th. Should we make the leap, or should we wait until they actually change the number and make it a 5?
Well, we want to consider a couple points. Is that if you already have an iPhone, of course, if your carrier will allow you to upgrade and get that discounted price, because remember that $199, $299, $399, that's only available to people who can upgrade. And if they can't do that, they're going to pay the full price. If you can't upgrade, I'd say maybe. If you still can't go there, it's a lot to pay for just a couple of new features. And remember, with iOS 5, that's going to bring a lot of different things. You'll get that on the iPhone 4, so you'll get some of these new things, just not all of them.
What if I'm Ryan Seacrest and I fly to work in a diamond-plated chopper?
I'd say if price is no option, then, well, then you should buy it. And I think some people, they're not going to care. They're Apple fans. They want the next best thing, and they're going to buy this as soon as it comes out.
Right. I think that was the answer for a lot of people at home that were clutching their MacBooks and rubbing the little Apple logo. But Kent German from CNET, thank you so much for joining us and keeping us in the loop.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, sir. But right now, we're heading over to Candace Bailey.
Thanks, Kevin. The best the web has to offer from the last 24 hours in one digestible chunk. Today's Around the Net is coming up next. And later, I'll get dirty and bloody with Guar. Oh, no! Stick around.
It's only fair. I think it's only fair that you guys get to see what I get to see during the commercial break, right? So, what month is it, Candace?
It's Epic-tober. Epic-tober. I'm a professional singer, by the way. If anybody wants voice lessons, give me a call.
By the way, in the Ukraine, the standards for professional singer are much lower. Candace got the certificate off the internet with no audition. Are we going around the net? Is that what's happening here? Let's do it. And at number 5,
switch up today.
We have a reminder that even professional pigskin players are not infallible.
Here's Chicago Bears' Marion Barber celebrating a recent win with a fail.
You look at the flip by Marion Barber, and it should be noted, that's a guy who's missed the first 3 games of the year with a calf injury.
Showing a physical style of play that's commensurate with a Chicago Bear football team. This is what...
Is that considered a team celebration if your friends are lifting you off the ground because you got a concussion?
I think it is.
Because I think that's 10 yards, right? Sports!
I don't know, but he was about a quarter short of a 360-degree flip there.
Well, Candace, he's not like a math technician, okay?
A mathematician?
How would anybody know?
Today's number 4 item is a commercial from the United States Postal Service.
The what? I'm sorry?
You know, when you put a piece of paper in a box and then someone takes it away, and then 3 to 5 days later, someone has a chance of getting it to the person that you wanted to deliver it to. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about for multiple reasons. No idea. But I'm game to watch it.
Okay.
A refrigerator has never been hacked. An online virus has never attacked a corkboard. Because this is how people and business connect, feeling safe and secure that important letters and information don't get lost in thin air or disappear with a click. For some of the best ways to connect and protect, it's all in the mail.
That's what I was talking about.
Up next, a commercial for the fancy new invention, landline phones. Oh, for those times that the skies are cloudy. You know what? I mean, I get it. I get what they're saying. It's an important message, I suppose. But do you know what email doesn't do?
What?
Send me jury duty notices. Email doesn't do that.
Or 12 pounds of Super Saver coupons that I'll never use.
Thank you.
Right?
Or anthrax.
Oh. Anthrax. Yeah.
I mean, screw that, right?
Screw anthrax. And the number 3. Y'all, I'm so excited. I can't talk today, right?
Why are you so excited? Because it's Epictober?
It's Epictober!
Oh. In her head, everybody's dancing and singing along. Just know that. Everybody's dancing along. There's confetti cannons and a dolphin leaping in the background. You get to swim with the dolphin?
Oh my God, I get to swim with the dolphin!
See? That's...
I've been telling them for a long time I want to swim with the dolphins, but they'll never let me do it.
No.
So I have to do it in my mind. Anyways. And at number 3 is a tribute to a true American hero.
Yeah. Well, actually, we think this guy, to be fair, I think he's in Russia. But if you've ever been to a public park here, you know that we could use his services.
Mm-hmm.
Tak to už je dneska pátý, vole, tohleto. Tak si to vem domů, vole. Ty jsi tak chytrej, vole. Večku, vole. Neumíš si uklízet po svým čoklovi, vole.
Bere hovno.
Bože. Cože? Vidíš to? Bože můj. Ježiši.
Ty vole, ten tam?
Jo.
Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
who was that masked man?
It was Mr. Craptastic. It was the Scat Man. Wipelash. Pooper Man. The Night Crapper. The Green Scattern.
Who?
Ah, was that it? Was that it?
I think we ran out of ass.
So then I did it.
We win!
And other statements. Star wipes. You had to be here yesterday. It's okay that you weren't. And I'm sure we won't be seeing you tomorrow either.
And at number 2, it's that song you haven't been able to get out of your head all summer, the addictive Party Rock Anthem by the band LMFAO.
Ah, yeah. This time, there's a twist, though. It's courtesy of the Ohio University. All right.
We didn't even show the splits. Did we just show the splits? That was the coolest part about it. Anyways, how about
I don't know.
that?
Did we not show it? Yeah, they did the splits.
They
so
did
you know.
splits. They
Yeah.
all did splits. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Y'all should go look at it. Who says that marching band isn't cool?
Well, I mean, the football players do.
Oh.
And the basketball players. Pretty much anybody in athletics. And then there's the cheerleaders, if you count that as a sport. And then honor students, the Spanish club, drama club.
What about the chess club?
Actually, I think chess club likes the concept, but they think the uniforms are really nerdy. So.
I think they're very sexy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you,
The
when you were in
bands?
college, you ever bang a member of the band? Huh?
No.
You ever blow on the old brass section?
Kevin, why do you have to take it there?
I meant like play a tuba or a trumpet.
I know
or
exactly
a rusty
what you
trombone.
mean.
Or what did you do?
I know exactly what
I'm
you're
asking if you
saying,
had
Kevin.
sex with anybody that was in the
I know.
band. Did you?
No.
Never?
But I'm saying
What
I
a
think
sea tease.
I think they're sexy. I think a guy who can play an instrument is sexy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Bring the band on. Does that even make sense? That doesn't even make sense.
I'm sure it did in college. March this way, boys. And at number 1 today, oh, we made it to 1. We have a horrible music video that just should not exist.
The boy band Heart to Heart is a terrifying combination of spray tan, hair gel, NSYNC, and K-pop.
And together, they've created an ode to dating called Facebook Official. Are they serious? I don't know. Could be an elaborate hoax, but you watch this mess and you decide for yourself.
Heart to Heart.
Log on, MySpace is dead. I'm checking your page to see what you said. Girl, you're so fine, your pics are so hot. I'm thinking dirty thoughts, but I better not. Part 2, Heart is back. FB chat popping on my Mac. I like your status, 2 thumbs up. I met you last week when you played Flip Cup. Through to this request, agree to my terms of service. The message has been sent, and all I wanna do is heart on your page, heart on your page. Let's make it official. Baby, you and me, Facebook official.
No, 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 no.
No! No, 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 no. Just how we feel about it. Now, as you may know, there might not be an NBA season this year. Turns out most of the players have given up and become morbidly obese.
But not our friend and Denver Nuggets star forward Al Harrington.
Hey!
He's taken a new job during the lockout. Look, the lockout.
Hello, is Jim there? He's not. Well, let me make you a special offer. I have symphony tickets for our new season. What's that? He died when? I'm sorry, but maybe you need to get out and get your mind off the grief. What a better way than to go to the symphony? I have deals. Hello? Hello? Bad kitty! Bad kitty! Back up!
Not all movies go to disc heaven. Chris Gore is a St. Pete of movie discs. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore. I like that look right there.
Zombie Defense Network. I'm part of it.
Nice. All right, what do we have first?
First up, we have Fast Five.
Okay, how's the latest film in the Fast franchise?
Well, I always think when a film series gets to the point where all the characters are hugging, and they're hugging when they see each other, there's too much hugging. Lethal Weapon 4, all those series. And look, we hug on this show.
Yeah, I hug you every day.
Totally different reason it's not a movie. This is a TV show. But when a movie does this thing where they're doing too much, that's when I think like it just doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
And I was not a big fan of these films anyways, except for Tokyo Drift I thought was kind of cool. But the fact that they got to put a disclaimer at the end of the movie that says, you know, the ridiculous stunts we do in here, don't try and do those at home. Kind of obvious.
Someone would.
Yeah, but the bright spot for me is The Rock. I like The Rock in this. yes.
Okay, cool. Does it at least have some good action scenes?
Yes, the action scene is cool. I almost think it's sort of the big budget version of a kid playing with Hot Wheels, because none of this could actually happen. And the motivations for the characters are just kind of ridiculous and over the top, but not in a fun way. Just I think it takes itself a little too seriously.
I heard that this one was the favorite out of all of them.
Who'd you hear that from? Because I would like to talk to that person for a second.
Andy, our stage manager.
Oh, great. Yeah. Maybe you saw it at a drive-in while you were intoxicated, because that's how I saw Fast Five. That's how I saw, actually, the Tokyo Drift. I actually saw it at a drive-in while I was in a car. That was fun. I recommend it. If I could watch this movie in a car while I'm driving, that would be awesome.
Okay, so not in a car, Fast Five, bottom line.
Pass for me, folks. I'm sorry. It's just not my kind of movie.
I'm just a little shocked at that.
It's not my kind, not for me.
All right, what's our next DVD?
Next one is Scream 4.
Oh, you know, I love the Scream movies. They are the movies that got me interested in horror films in the first place. I really enjoyed this one. What'd you think?
I thought it was great, too.
Yay!
What I like also about it is it's not too gory and over the top. I mean, you would think I would like gore. Not as big a fan.
Your name is Gore?
Exactly. Not a fan. I know. Okay, that was bad. I'm sorry, folks. But yeah, no, the Scream movies have been fun, and they really rebooted this in the right way, bringing in a new cast. And a big fan of this series. This one delivers the humor and what I like also is Hayden Panettiere is in it, and on the commentary, you don't actually see her die. There's a suggestion, and they've already announced Scream 5. She might be back. Hayden P. making a comeback.
Scream 5 too?
Yes, there is. Of course, there's going to be a Scream 5.
Of course there is.
There's going to be a Fast 9.
Kevin says, get her hair come back.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
All right, what's the bottom line?
Bottom line, rent it. Worth it. Well worth it.
I agree with Chris.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we have to check out?
The Walking Dead, the complete first season, 3-disc special edition.
I love The Walking Dead so much. What makes this one of the best series on TV?
Well, because like all great zombie movies, it's not a focus on the zombies. It's a focus on the characters. And there's so much soap opera in here that the zombies are just a backdrop for everything that happens. And
but they're still such a big part.
They're great. And also, it's true zombie. It's classic in the George Romero sense. And everybody involved is just so amazing in it. I mean, Frank Darabont, just so good. I can't rave about this enough as a longtime zombie fan.
Now, this new release is all about the special features. Was it worth the wait?
Absolutely. There are multiple commentaries in every episode. In addition to the fact that, the Robert Kirkman comic on which the TV show is based is actually in black and white, and they did a version where they did a black and white version of the pilot.
That's
which
so cool.
Looks a lot like the comic. Yeah, it's really cool. Darabont said he would do it at Comic-Con, and he delivered on his promise.
Nice.
Big fan of the show. Can't wait for season 2.
I know. It's going to be so good. Yeah. All right, what's the bottom line?
You can guess it. It's a buy.
Yay!
Bye.
Well, thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
For more Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. We're hugging. And now let's go over to Kevin.
Adorable. Still ahead, Dexter may be finished, and it's due to money problems, not murder problems. See what we did there? Epictober. Find out who's holding out for more cash in the feed, and Candace heads to Virginia to party with Guar. And there's a close encounter of the maggot kind. Then later, Rage has finally arrived, and Adam Sessler is here to tell us if that's a good thing. But first, an AOTS exclusive. It's the world premiere music video for Sublime with Rome's Take It or Leave It.
She's got a knack for hurting me. Is it the word she says? The only thing that keeps me here are her eyes in the morning. Well, I've packed my things 1,000 times. And I faked believe all her lies for the last time. The other day I drew myself a map so I can figure out your head. The canvas stripped with my sweat, blood, and tears, and she ate it every thread. Well, I've packed my things 1,000 times. And I faked believe all your lies for the last time. Take it or leave it, 'cause I'm really leaving. I purchased my ticket to New York first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye. Take it or leave it, 'cause I'm really leaving. I've made up my mind this time. There's no coming back for you. Oh, there's no coming back for you. knowledge in her head. She got her just like a baby. I couldn't believe the words she said. The only thing I ever see her read are those dim gossip magazines that feed her head with all that nonsense, yeah. Says she can fit in with the scene. Well, I packed my things 1,000 times. And I faked believe all her lies for the last time. Take it or leave it, 'cause I'm really leaving. I purchased my ticket to New York first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye. Take it or leave it, 'cause I'm really leaving. I've made up my mind this time. There's no coming back for you. Oh, there's no coming back for you. Oh. With her own beauty, and she was born and raised daddy's princess, but her gesture is no match for an heiress. Yeah, her gesture is no match for an heiress. As I try to love you, try to hold on to feeling that makes me fall for you. Oh, the feeling that makes me fall. Take it or leave it now. Take it or leave it, 'cause I'm really leaving. I purchased my ticket to New York first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye. Bye. Said try to love you, try to hold on to the feeling that makes me fall for you. Oh, the feeling that makes me fall for you.
Can I buy you a drink?
Help me up, boys!
Granny, 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 Granny.
Hey, pull out whatever devices you use to enter contests.
It's epic giveaway time.
Not that device. Today's winner is getting 2 tickets to UFC's fight between George St. Pierre and Carlos Condit in Las Vegas.
Not only are we springing for the tickets, but we'll also cover your airfare and hotel room.
We're pretty sweet like that. So congratulations, Nathan R. from Burlingame, California.
Congrats!
And by the way, the mini bar is on Candace Bailey, so you go nuts. You have a great old time. Oh, okay.
Not on me.
You think that was pretty cool?
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
check out these Marvel fine art statues by Kotobukiya. They're worth over $650, and they feature 3 of your favorite X-Men.
We know you want it, so visit our website at g4tv.com/epic giveaway. Get your entry in between now and 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday to be eligible. We will announce the winners right here on tomorrow's show.
We sure will. Hey, you know what travels fast? News.
Not as fast as Sarah Underwood.
No, especially when we strap her to a jetpack. It's kind of
No,
hot.
we're not doing that.
Please?
No? No. Let's start the feed, guys.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Tuesday, October 4th, and here are your non-Apple stories. Dexter wouldn't be Dexter without, well, Dexter. But that's a problem that the show might be facing. No. Deadline is reporting that negotiations between Michael C. Hall and Showtime have now broken down. So the next season is in limbo. Showtime wants to pay Hall $20 million for the next season, but Hall's team of suits is asking for $24. Both sides hope to reach an agreement, but there's a chance that Showtime's Sunday night lineup will get a lot less stabby. And no, just pay him the extra $4 million. It's my favorite show.
Mine too, Sarah.
I just finished season 4 this weekend. Like, oh my, like, what? Like, what happened? Like, I'm just like, ugh. I don't want to give anything away, but. Anyways, turns out let's talk about Mormons. They do more than evangelize door to door. They do. They just broke the electric car land speed record. Yeah. A group of 130 students from BYU spent 7 years building the Electric Blue, a high-speed carbon fiber vehicle powered by a trunk full of lithium iron phosphate batteries. Its salt flat run averaged 155 miles an hour and peaked at 175 miles per hour. Wow. I guess that magic underwear really does work. And who doesn't want an invisibility cloak, am I right? Yeah. Well, Harry Potter's favorite accessory is now one step closer to becoming a reality. It's true. A group of researchers at UT Dallas just released this video of a cloak that's a collection of carbon nanotubes utilizing the mirage effect to hide itself from view.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the flip,
awesome.
It is really cool. The flip of a switch invisibility works best underwater, which means my plans for an invisible underwater lair are right on schedule. And finally, it's a fact of life. It is. Everyone, they pee.
Yeah.
Candace does it every day in my dressing room. It's true. Sarah!
Like 300 times a day.
I know.
It's because I don't have my own.
Like, get your own bathroom. Anyways.
I wish I could.
You want to hear about the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I want to hear more about you and Candace sharing a bathroom.
She comes in, she stinks it up, and she leaves.
I do not stink it up. I have never stunk it up.
That is now.
I do not poop in there.
There was a weird smell the other day.
I don't poop in there.
There was something weird smelling in my dressing room.
That was from someone else.
Oh, it was it? Sarah! Okay, let's do this story. I'm sorry. I give too much information.
What? That was false information.
Wow.
I'm so sure.
It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Anyways, everyone pees. Just pee. Just peeing. But little did you know that when you take a leak, you're wasting rocket fuel.
What?
Mm-hmm. Researchers in the Netherlands just discovered the true potential of Animox. It's a bacterium that lives without oxygen and can transform the main component of human urine into hydrazine, which is a type of rocket fuel. So now we wait for NASA's ad campaign to start stockpiling your piss. The future is now.
Yay!
Yay! I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now over to Kevin and Candace, who only peed in my room. I'm sorry. Thanks, Sarah.
That concerns me if there was a stench just from the pee. Up next, Adam Sessler rates the long-awaited and post-apocalyptic first-person shooter, Rage.
Stick around.
Do you need to use the restroom?
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. 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 You lose.
Oh, video games could be so much more than just collecting coins. I think someone really needs to make like a shooting game, but from the first-person perspective. It's X-Play's Adam Sessler!
What would this type of game?
A first-person shooter, Adam.
Oh, that's too easy.
I'm going to call you Epic Sessler for the entire month. Is that okay?
I like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Epic Sessler, everybody.
And you are exclusive, Kevin.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Huge month of Epic exclusives. Let us have a chat now, though, about a big release for this month, Rage.
Or Rage.
Rage, is that what they're calling it?
I think it sounds very erudite when you call it Rage.
Sounds good. It's a movement. I'll get behind it. So Rage from the developers of Doom and Quake. What is the setup for this world?
Well, it's a lot better articulated than Doom and Quake.
Right.
So an asteroid is going to hit Earth, and so world governments decide that they're going to take, I assume, their best and brightest. Maybe not. And they decide to put them under the ground in these things called arcs that are set to reemerge while they're in a cryogenic state about 100, 150 years later. You are one of those people. Your arc emerges. Everybody else in your arc is dead, and you emerge into a world that isn't as devastated as you might think.
Mm-hmm.
There are mutants, there are these strange bandits, and there's also people out there that aren't affiliated with either. They're trying to get by in a very Mad Max style
Interesting. Obviously, we're seeing footage of it. I mean, it is a gorgeous game.
Yeah, this is id Tech 5, and the potential on the animation and the ability that they can get most of this onto a 360 and a PS3 without much compromise is quite remarkable.
Now, here, one of my gripes here was actually with id Tech, because the level of detail is so huge, it is so crisp, that when you turn quickly, the world is sort of almost the engine's surprised, and it has to sort of draw it in. And so there's a second or two where you watch the level of detail get better and the textures appear better. So when you're still, it's gorgeous, but when you're moving around a lot, I felt it looked a little more low res.
You were playing it on the PS3.
I was playing it on the PS3, yes.
I played mine on the 360. I saw this primarily in one section of the game, probably one of the most impressive, called Dead City.
Okay.
Very big, wide open areas where you're doing a massive draw distance. It was a pretty quick pop-in, but I found that in most everywhere else in the game, you could turn, as long as you weren't trying to make yourself dizzy and going around in circles, you were not seeing that same level of problem.
Okay, and now the other, it is a very technically sound game, to say the least. Like, it's solid, and you love to talk about the controls. Actually, let's talk about the controls in the cars, because some people still don't know that this is a car combat game in addition to being a first-person shooter.
It is not a car combat game only. It really is primarily a first-person shooter. You use a car to get from point A to point B. There are races that are kind of like Mario Kart made in hell, and you get to upgrade the car. The car's controlled remarkably well in this game. You get these upgrades, and the way the car changes and how it controls reminds me of how you got a better gun in Borderlands, and you're stunned at how it performs so differently. And it's quite satisfying. What's nice is, unlike, say, a game like Far Cry 2, where you go out into the open world and, like, you can't get these Jeeps off of you, here, there's a little bit of combat, but it doesn't want to get in your way from getting back to the good stuff, which is the shooting.
Yeah. Multiplayer, is it a little tacked on? Is it to say that they have multiplayer in co-op?
I think what's most interesting is this is id, the guys who made the online shooter. They chose not to do that, and I think that demonstrates how important the single-player game is. You have four-player kind of rally-style deathmatch car combat, and you do have some nice kind of two-player co-op games. It's very much like what happened in Uncharted 2. You're not replaying the campaign, you're playing some side missions. Once again, because the controls and the level design is solid, it's just as solid there. It's not the reason to buy in. It is for the single-player game.
I mean, I had, one quick gripe of mine was that the world is so gorgeous and so vivid, and yet there's no physics really on anything. I mean, there's physics on weapons that you use, but you could shotgun blast a TV in the world and there's no damage decals.
There is physics, I think, in the weight of the enemies, because the animations on the enemies is like, especially some of the special ones, you're like, wow, it's remarkable. I think what happens in this game is it's not proper open world, and the graphics are so high fidelity that while it's still more impressive than other games that have tried to do this, it kind of raises a level of expectation that's almost unreasonable for them to deliver on, but it's fair for you to want that.
But I expected a 10 out of 5 from everything that I heard. What did XPlay give it?
We actually give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that. The reason we held this up to the end is we don't want to show it to you. The end of this game, the last section, not the last half or even the last third, the last section of the game, which should be the last half, is shorter and smaller than it should be, and you feel that the game is kind of getting tired and it wants to finish, and the pacing gets very strange. More importantly, the final level, where there should be an amazing denouement which wraps everything else up, doesn't happen. And I mean, it's really bad. You're going through identical hallways, shooting monsters, jumping out of closets.
Yikes. Okay, well, I encourage everybody to watch XPlay's full review on the game, and this was just the tip of the iceberg. Thank you, Adam Sessler, for joining us. We appreciate it. Epic Sessler, everybody. Rage is in stores today, but now over to Candace Bailey.
Bet you didn't know that I party with the rock stars, did ya? Well, rock out with Gwar right after this.
I gave you that. I was on your side.
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. Comedian Natasha Leggero from Free Agents drops by the studio to give us lessons on flirting and why she is breastfeeding her dog. Then on Gadgetron, we rate the Samsung's new 3D LCD monitor. It's got TV, stereo, and it'll cost you $650. And Sarah Underwood takes to the skies when she goes paragliding in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. See it tomorrow.
Hey, and an extra yay for Candace. She broke her groupie virginity, so hooray!
Yeah, it got a little weird when I got on stage with Gwar. Gallons of blood, hacked off limbs, screaming people. Kind of sounds like the set of a horror film, right? Nope. It's just an average day for the boys in Gwar. There's nothing on Earth like Gwar. This costumed ensemble of malicious aliens have been soaking audiences in the blood of their onstage sacrifices for over 20 years. Fans just can't get enough. Hey guys, I'm Candace. It's so nice to meet you. I've heard a lot of great things about you.
The pleasure's all yours.
Yes, it is, I guess. I don't usually do this, but I was wondering if I could get an autograph.
We would love to sign you.
Okay, I guess here. War, where are you all from?
We came from the womb of a woman, much like yourself. We basically ate our way out of the womb.
You ate your mom?
Yes, she died in childbirth.
That's sad. I feel bad for your mom.
Yeah, it sucked for her, but not so bad
But
for
she's
me.
dead now,
You
so.
should have seen what happened to Dad.
What happened to Dad?
Daddy! Daddy! Oh, Daddy.
Who gets the most ladies?
Look at that thing. You seen that thing yet?
Well, I was gonna ask, what is this?
This is the cuttlefish of Cthulhu. For me, when I touch it, I feel a fleshlight symphony exploding out of me. Oh, this is simply just the way to be. Oh, Candace, there is something we wanted to ask you. Perhaps later you would join us for dinner?
I would love to join you for dinner, yes. That's so sweet. I actually made up my own song that I sing a lot on the show. And I was wondering if you wanted to maybe make up your own version of it.
Well, let's hear some lyrics and then we can maybe riff on it a little
Well,
bit.
it goes a little bit like this. I got glitter on my camel toe, glitter on my camel toe, glitter on my camel toe. Yeah?
Camel toe, glitter and camel toe, glitter on my camel toe, glitter on my camel toe, glitter on my camel toe.
What an honor. War covering a Candace Bailey original.
Glitter on my camel toe. Oh, crazy,
Great as it is, nothing is more awe-inspiring than seeing the Dark Lords of Metal perform their rituals on stage. Nothing, that is, except being a part of that ritual.
Would you like to see that chick from G-Force Attack of the Show get eaten by the world maggot? The maggots are flying like rain!
So it turns out they didn't want to have me for dinner. I was dinner. Thanks a lot, War. Stupid maggots. Proving Ground starts right now. Good night.
She has all